It was like a ghost. I saw its eyes, shining white eyes, and it dove down underground.
For those people that are fans of the Harry Potter world, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is just taking all of that imagination and taking it into the 1920s to New York.
First trip to America?
Yes. Must get that fixed.
So incredible and vast and different and rooted also in the period, but with its own magical spin on it.
There's so much to see. You kind of have to ignore your own sense of wonder.
There's strange things going on all over the city. The people behind this are not like you and me.
There's a world of magic and wizardry and the expansiveness of the imagination.
No human could do what this thing is capable of.
This is a fairy tale with wizards and witches and creatures.
Everything we loved about the Harry Potter films is absolutely part of this world.
Put this on.
Why would I have to wear something like this?
Because your skull is susceptible to breakage under immense force.
I was in the wizarding world for 17 years. And if you've been with something for 17 years, it doesn't leave you. I knew I was only going to write 7 Harry Potter novels, but it's there. You know, that world is still in my mind. And I've said never say never because I knew that Warner Brothers might want to do something with Fantastic Beasts, which was the thing that I was most interested in writing.
Coming back to the world, her world, it's amazing. It's kind of putting the band back together again. And this time we're working directly with JK. It's her first screenplay.
She really is our leading lady, as it were. I don't think I'm dreaming.
Gave it away.
I ain't got the brains to make this up.
When Warner Brothers came to me and said, we'd like to do something, I thought, right, bang. Okay, now I need to tell you what I've got. I always had a lot of backstory on certain characters, so I started writing what I saw as Newt's story.
When I read this script, I found it funny. I found it thrilling. It really pushes imagination to new extremes.
It was tender, it was emotional, it was a bit scary. It was all of those things that a filmmaker looks for in a piece of work that allows you to flex all your muscles.
Is there a school? A wizardry school?
Ilvermorny, it's only the best wizard school in the whole world.
I think you'll find that the best wizarding school in the world is Hogwarts.
Hogwash.
So there's a humanity and there's a truth to all these characters. They're accessible, they're relatable, and the world is this vivid, beautiful, rich world.
Our worlds are deliciously specific, very evocative.
And I don't think anybody other than the creator of that world would dare to push the boundaries, to give you something new, to give you a familiar world, but new ideas.
This is very much a fresh world. It's very much a new wizarding world.
You're learning about a part of magical history that's talked about in the Potter books, but you never see.
Who are you?
I'm sorry.
Who are you?
Newt Scamander, and you are?
Of all the characters in Potter who were just a name, Newt was the one who took on quite a bit of life in my mind.
Kicked out of Hogwarts, endangering human life with a beast. Yet one of your teachers argued strongly against your expulsion. What makes Albus Dumbledore so fond of you, Mr. Scamander?
He's an oddball. There's a sort of slightly eccentric, nerdy quality to him.
You were just an equatorial guinea.
I'm writing a book about magical creatures.
He's a character who is more comfortable with creatures than he is with humans, whose imagination is almost unrivaled.
All right, I'm coming. Mum's here. Mum's here.
Newt turns up in New York with a suitcase full of these beasts. Some of them get out, and our characters have to track them down and bring them back.
It was open?
Just a smidge.
It sort of grows onto a bigger and bigger and bigger canvas.
This one catalyst sets it in motion, sort of insane amount of events.
In this wizarding world, beasts are a threat to giving away that wizards exist.
The reason is that magic developed very differently in America, and there are muggles who know about the existence of witches and wizards and want to exterminate them.
With exposure could come the destruction of our community.
Contain this, or it'll mean war.
MACUSA is the American equivalent to the Ministry of Magic. They protect the wizardry community from being exposed. That an unregistered wizard set magical beasts loose in New York, and you see fit to tell us only when a man has been killed.
Who's been killed? For the last few months in New York, there have been all these disturbances. One of the real fears is that it's somehow linked to Grindelwald.
Whatever it is must be stopped.
Grindelwald is a wizard who is intolerant of non-wizarding people.
He's this incredibly mysterious figure. There is a fear as to where he may appear. It feels like we're just tracing back to the roots of Voldemort's darkness.
So Newt walks into a situation that he doesn't understand at all. Something that has implications for the whole wizarding world.
There's a Mr. Graves. I was wondering what you knew of his background.
You ask a lot of questions that can get you killed.
Graves is head deputy or of MACUSA. He's very proactively chasing this mystery that is running amok across New York City.
It was an obscurus.
As a consequence of the Salem witch hunts, many wizards and witches have suppressed their magic. This suppression grows into something dark, and that is called the obscurus.
Something is stalking our city, wreaking destruction and then disappearing without a trace.
Part of this society is trying to stamp out irregularity in the human race. They call themselves the Second Salemers. They're witch hunters.
Friend, are you a seeker? A seeker after truth?
These people know magic is real. They know there are witches and wizards, and they are determined to expose them.
Make way for the Barebones.
Millions of people read your newspapers, and they need to be made aware about this danger.
There's many different storylines that are going on in the piece.
So there's a beautiful idea in this movie of worlds colliding.
So, you're the guy with the case full of monsters, huh?
News travels fast.
My heroes are always people who will say, I see how it is, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Don't hurt those creatures. Please, you don't understand. Nothing in there is dangerous.
We'll be the judges of that.
Newt is an exceptionally broad-minded wizard, and that carries into his relationships with others.
Teeny, you brought men home.
That's Mr. Scamander. He's lost something. I'm going to help him find.
Tina and Queenie are, as a lot of sisters are, as different as you could possibly imagine.
These sisters are orphans. They've really raised each other. Queenie can read minds.
You know how to read minds?
Most guys think what he was thinking first time they see me.
And Tina is a demoted aura.
Major Investigation Department.
I thought you was...
Major Investigation Department. I got a Section 3A.
Then you've got Jacob. Jacob is a character I absolutely adore.
He is a muggle, or in America they're called no-mages.
Even though Jacob is a no-mage, he's a muggle, he's a very magical guy.
He is our window into this world.
We got a plan, right, guys?
They need our help.
This time, instead of having a trio, I've got a foursome.
There's this kind of odd buddy movie quality to it. These people who couldn't be more different end up finding real contact with each other.
Come on. It's like a caper in a way. We're just trying to find clues and trying to find these beasts that have been let loose, and there's a real sweetness in all of the characters.
It can be lonely being an oddball until you find other oddballs, you know what I mean?
Oh, you slay me.
It is the friendship that develops that is the most important thing in the movie. That's what carries you on. What looks like a case has become effectively a portable safari park for endangered species. You open it up and there's an amazing space full of magical creatures.
I need to find everyone who's escaped before they get hurt.
Before they get hurt?
They're currently in alien terrain, surrounded by millions of the most vicious creatures on the planet. Humans.
When you stop to think about the hidden world of wizards, you immediately run across the problem of the beasts.
It's hard to hide magical animals who are on the loose.
Newt sees the wonder and the brilliance in these animals, and he believes that the wizarding community with a proper education could appreciate how extraordinary they are.
Come on, give me a smile. Now that is beneath you.
I love the bowtruckle. His name's Pickett. He doesn't quite fit in with his branch, which is the technical term for a lot of bowtruckles.
He has some attachment issues.
The more I read the script, the more I couldn't believe these animals and all the characteristics that Joe had thought up.
You and I will need to be up early tomorrow morning to find my niffler.
What's a niffler?
People have met nifflers in the Potter books. They are odd little tunneling creatures who are attracted by anything shiny. Effectively, they're adorable thieves and create mayhem.
Now, there's absolutely nothing for you to worry about.
Tell me, has anyone ever believed you? You told them not to worry?
The Erumpent is quite a fierce creature, almost indestructible creature. David Yates injected it with a playfulness that I hadn't expected and which is delightful.
Newt! Thunderbird is a magnificent, powerful, regal creature.
The Thunderbird has this extraordinary quality that his mood is reflected by the weather that pours from beneath him.
Danger. He senses danger.
The demiguise can become invisible. You can make an invisibility cloak from the pelt of a demiguise, which is why they're hunted and endangered. The alchemy is Koranaptixik, which is a word I invented.
Koranaptixik means that they grow or shrink to fit available space.
It's a sort of winged serpent, part bird, part snake. It lays eggs of pure silver. All of these creatures are endangered. They can't hide themselves. They don't understand they're supposed to hide.
What was that? A moth, I think.
Walking in and knowing I was about to see sets for the new movies was so exciting. There's just something about an active studio. It's electric. To an extent, corny though it sounds, it was like coming home. It was a lot of fun.
What, ain't you ever seen a house elf before?
I was thrilled David Yates wanted to do it. He understands the world and the materials so well.
One of the things about working with David, he's a great collaborator. He has a very strong opinion of his own, but is willing to listen and share and process the ideas of others.
Very good. Good without the stick. We did it without a stick, guys.
It was marvellous being close to that sort of font of creativity and imagination and energy. And that's what was particularly interesting and exciting.
David Yates is extraordinary, really. I mean, films of this scale, I've never witnessed anything like it, but you have so many departments that you're shepherding.
And David Heyman, you know, he was there right from the beginning. I couldn't really imagine doing it without him.
He was the one who spotted the Harry Potter books as something to be done.
We have a fantastic team around us who are as ambitious for this as we are.
There's nothing I dislike about that team. That team is amazing. It's hard to express the childlike glee of walking into those rooms, those workshops, and seeing all of those things.
We're working with the person who created the entire universe to begin with. For everyone who's grown up with Joe's World and those books and the movies, it will feel like a real treat.
New York is considerably more interesting than I expected.
Although the title is Fantastic Beasts, to me we're talking about the beast that's in everyone and the way that we make beasts of others.
Heed my warning! Witches live among us!
It is such a dangerous thing to do, to draw a line around a group and say, you're wrong, you're inadequate, you're insufficient, and you should be treated thus. That's at the heart of most of what I write, and it's certainly at the heart of this movie.
It's fizzy and it's crazy and it's alive and it's eclectic.
There's so much to love about this movie.
It'll be exciting just getting to see a new chapter.
Some of it's hinted at in the Potter books, some of it's told in the Potter books, but a lot of it isn't. I'm getting a chance to tell that now.
Time is running out, Mr. Scamander.